Now coming up, the women's 400 meters, and the favorite in that event is a New York City girl. Diane Dixon has tried other areas of the country, but it's just not the same. She seems to draw her energy from the unrelenting pace of life in the Big Apple. New York skyscrapers seem hardly the idyllic setting for a world-class track athlete. The hustling pace could tire even the fastest feet. But in spite of the crime and the grind and the art of noise, one athlete finds the Big Apple all right with her. After living in Ohio and Florida the past year and a half, Diane Dixon feels secure in the shadow of the Brooklyn Bridge where it all began.
It's very important for me to come back to Brooklyn because I felt like I was losing a hold on my life. I felt lost. I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere, and I didn't have the core, the stability of my family and friends. So once I got back home, I feel comfortable and I feel stable.
Much like another well-known Brooklynite, filmmaker Spike Lee, whose Spike's Joint is across from Dixon's alma mater, Brooklyn Tech, Diane has reestablished her roots in very familiar territory. She now understands that she had to have her home for future success. Earlier this year, that secure feeling led to an indoor 400-meter world title, a first for an American woman.
It was a sense of euphoria. I was elated. For me to win a world championship title was good for the sport, good to be an American, because I've always been known, or people have placed stigma upon me, and I'm an indoor runner anyway, so for me to have a world title just fit into that mode.
Dixon can be impulsive. She had a run-in with Track and Field News. But that impulsive energy also propels her on the track. Still, her personal life has had its share of problems, like an ill-fated marriage.
I thought I was in love. And one day we just woke up and we just said, oh, let's get married, without knowing the consequences or without knowing what marriage was all about. It was just like a game, like just something to do. And once I became more of myself, once my esteem got high, I think his got a little bit lower. He might have maybe been intimidated by me, so it ended.
With her new attitude, Dixon won several athletic and civic honors, such as the City of Hope Victor Award.
Wow, it's heavy.
But with the weight of personal problems eased, Diane Dixon is focused on track.
92 would be my last year. I mean, how much more can I do? It has to be life after track. And it is for me right now, because my life is all right with me.
And there is Diane Dixon. It's all right with her. And her mother, Beverly, has made the trip over from Brooklyn, hopefully to see her daughter win the women's 400. She is the favorite. There's Beverly Dixon. And Diane has won 10 U.S. indoor titles, Willie, but just one outdoors back in 1986.
Yeah, Tom, but I spoke to Diane yesterday, and she feels this race will be a fast one, and 49 seconds will be a possibility. She said she hasn't run very well in the outdoor 400 since 1988, but she's at home. She has a lot to prove. Her family's in the stands, and she is ready to go.
The defending champions in the field, that's Marcel Malone.
Marcel Malone, she has an inside lane. It's going to be a little bit tough, but the advantage she has Diane Dixon and Jarrell Miles outside of her. Marcel Malone is probably the top U.S. women's contender for the 1992 Olympics and has a very competitive spirit.
And another runner to beat, Lily Leatherwood, who's been three-time national champion, most recently in 1988.
Lily said she's been relaxing mostly since 1988. She gained 10 pounds during that time, but now she's rededicated herself, she's lost the weight, and she's ready to run.
Here are the lane assignments in the women's 400 meters. Mondi, Milner, Downing, Malone, Leatherwood, Miles, Dixon, Kaiser, and Stevens. Beverly Dixon applauding the introduction of her daughter. Diane Dixon won a gold medal in the 4x400 relays at the 1984 Olympics and the silver in Seoul in '88. She has a marketing degree from New York's Baruch College.
Diane is an aggressive runner. She likes to take it out fast. She's going to be going out fast. She has Jarrell Miles and Lily Leatherwood who likes to key off of her, so watch for a very, very fast 200 meters.
Diane Dixon in lane 6 with Marcel Malone and Lily Leatherwood inside her. They figure to be the favorites in this women's 400 meters.
They've been running 50 point in the early rounds, Tom. We could see a 49er here.
And Diane Dixon with a quick start, already making up the stagger as they head for the back stretch.
That's the way Diane likes to run, from the front. Also on the far outside, that's Rochelle Stevens. She likes to take it out. She's in lane 8. She has everybody outside of her.
Rochelle Stevens on the extreme outside with Diane Dixon as they come into the turn for home.
On the inside, that's Lily Leatherwood. She likes to key off of Diane Dixon.
Coming to the straightaway, Leatherwood on the inside, Dixon in the middle of the track, Stevens on the outside.
That's Marcel Malone, and this is where it all shows.
Marcel Malone coming on. And Leatherwood as they battle for the finish. Coming to the finish, it will be Lily Leatherwood.
49.67 for Lily Leatherwood, and she ran away from the rest of the field the last 30 meters. I never would have thought this would happen today.
Lily Leatherwood winning with Marcel Malone finishing second. And close for third.
Lily Leatherwood rededicating herself. As you see, every quarter miler knows the last 100 meters is the most difficult. This is where it all shows. You have to set yourself up long before you get here. Lily Leatherwood, a foot race between her and Marcel Malone on the far right. Diane Dixon faltering a little bit. She's had a little bit of problems with the outdoor 400. Lily Leatherwood at this point just powers away from the rest of the field with a very, very fast time.
Diane Dixon just getting the third spot, holding on to third after setting the early pace. Another disappointment outdoors for Diane Dixon. She's unbeatable seemingly indoors, but just the one outdoor title still. Well, the men's record-setting 100.